Hi everyone, I am Jason Quesada for E2 Innovate, and joining me today is Paige Finkelman, the general manager of the brand. Paige, how are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, Jason.
Awesome. I want to ask you a couple of questions about our upcoming event, E2 Innovate.
Yeah.
And it seems to me that the conversation is moving on just beyond social software at this event. And my question to you is, why is that?
Well, it's a great question, and yes, social software has been really our core focus at E2 over the years, talking about applications, platforms, architecture, managerial issues, collaboration, what it means for business. And what we're seeking to do with E2 Innovate is kind of bust out of social and look more broadly at what the influences of things like social, but also mobile, cloud, big data, analytics, and see how those are all informing next generation applications. And we want E2 Innovate to really be this platform for the renaissance playing out in the enterprise application landscape today.
Talking about Renaissance, so what are some of the key themes that are going to be highlighted at this event?
You know, we've always talked a lot about technology working in lockstep with the business, but now that the tools are really getting better, we're seeing more and more of that. So I've built a really CIO-centric conversation. We're talking about things like the consumerization of IT, like BYOD stuff, as well as looking at UX and UI and how user experience and design is changing as a result of the consumerization of IT. And we're also talking about some stuff like cloud and SaaS and APIs, kind of more technical things around BI, CMS, ERP, the entire enterprise application landscape, and how all of those are being harnessed by enterprise today, and how they're creating new competitive advantage, new productivity gains, and new revenue opportunities through technology.
Excellent. And final question for you, Paige. What's happening on the keynote stage this year at E2 Innovate?
The keynote stage I'm really excited about. We have this really interesting panel that's being put together by actually our beneficiary, an organization called Year Up, and they help at-risk teens connect with internships and work experiences with companies that are kind of innovating the way they find new talent. So one of the executive directors of Year Up, Jay Banfield, is leading a discussion with the CIO of Facebook, the CIO of Zynga, and the senior director of IT at Mozilla, talking about millennials, next generation workforce, and how they are kind of finding new resources to address what they call the opportunity divide or the skills divide. So that one will be really interesting. And then we've also got this really great panel that John Musser from Programmable Web will be running. And the conversation centers around how to unlock the API economy. And he'll be joined by Apogee, who's an API vendor, Netflix, and NPR. So I think that one will be really interesting as well. Plus we've got the CIO of Google, Ben Fried, Mike Fawcett from IDC, and just a smattering of really smart people trying to inspire our audience. So good lineup.
That's great. Those are all great topics, and I can't wait to listen to them. Paige, as always, thank you so much for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at E2 Innovate in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. See you there.
All right. For Jason, for E2 Innovate, I am Jason Quesada.